All right, welcome back everybody to the Rattle Cage podcast. I'm Ryan, joined by always is Sterling. We hit a little bit technical difficulties there, so we are back again. Um, Clash last night. First off, shout out to Cam Fan who is in our Discord. Took home the first place prize there. I mean, he did have to split it with a bunch of people, but he still did take down the big GPP. So shout out to him right off the bat. And if you're not in that Discord, and you are a DFS degenerate like ourselves, you need to get in that Discord. One of us will post a link to the Discord in the comments right after this video. Join it, it's free. There's a bunch of very sharp minded people in there, and it's just a fun Discord just to BS and talk DFS, get some ideas, bounce some ideas off people, who we like, who we don't like. You might get a different perspective. Like I said, if you're smartest DFS player in the room, you're in the wrong room, and this room is probably one of the best rooms to be in. So definitely get in that. What would you say, Sterling?
Yeah, that's a shout out to H Kyle 29 too. He soloed the 3K
Yeah,
or
yeah. I was gonna
contest.
say there was a couple winners. I mean, I know
The
I know
3K
Cam Fan won.
Speedway is what that contest was.
Okay, yeah. So we had a couple winners. I do remember that now. I do remember seeing that. So yeah, we did have a couple winners there. So definitely get in that Discord. It will help you out, become a better NASCAR player. I know it's helped me a lot. So I mean, we got great minds in there like Cam Fan and who was that other guy you said?
H
I
Kyle
don't.
29 is his DraftKings name on
I
the
was gonna say
Discord.
I.
He's Death Before
Yeah,
Dishonor.
Dishonor. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I see him in the Discord all the time talking. We got D Bulls in there, Brad, Ben, all kinds of guys in there you know, to just talk DFS and talk to race. I mean, the race last night was it was okay. I mean, what do you think, Sterling? It was a little less chaotic than I thought it was gonna
It
be.
was it was better than I expected. Not nearly as much of a wreck fest, which I thought for sure it would just be a demo derby, really.
Yeah, it was a lot more calm than I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought when Chase Elliott lost the lead, I thought he was pretty much done for the night. But
I wish he was because that would have played out pretty much exactly how we expected it to. But
yeah. So I mean, we were on Hamlin and Elliott. I think the bad thing is, I think right when the race locked, I looked at ownership and I was like, wow, everybody else don't know how to play this either because there was really nobody other than Chase Elliott that garnished, at least in my contest. I was just in the Chrome Horn, but there was nobody that garnished over. I think Chris Buescher was the second highest owned guy, and he
at
was
40% in the
yeah,
Piston,
yeah,
which I
like
thought I thought that was crazy.
I thought it was too, yeah. So I mean, it was like nobody else knew how to build, which we didn't either. I mean, I'm not. It's just you can tell
It's
it was just a crapshoot.
first, yeah, first time for that race. No one really knew what to expect going into it, so
Yeah. So that was kind of wild to me. I knew as soon as it locked and I saw them ownerships, I was like, ooh, nobody. At least nobody else knows how to know or knows how to build either because that just tells me that nobody's garnishing ownership. So
I was shocked to see Kyle Larson at 25% in the Piston. I was way over that, and obviously that did not work out for me. But
I'll be honest. I was talking to Andy when it locked. And I was like, "Son of a bitch, Ryan Blaney." He was at exactly 30, I think, in the Chrome
I think
Horn.
I think he was 31 in the Piston.
I wish I would have got more Blaney. In hindsight being 2020, it's easy to say that now, but I swear to God, at the time, I was like, I do imagine if the other guy that got in wasn't Kyle Larson, I bet Blaney would have been up at the 50 or 60. I bet if it was a Michael McDowell or Austin Dillon or
Oh yeah,
Eric Jones was up there for a while. I bet if it was them that got in and not, if it was Josh Berry and Eric Jones that got in and not Kyle Larson, I bet everybody would have went to Ryan Blaney, and that's kind of what I was
yeah,
expecting. But that and the whole what do we have like a half hour, maybe 40 minutes to build.
yeah.
That was kind of
It
rough.
was
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie.
Yeah, it sucked. I know at one point I got in the Discord and it was like 20 minutes till lock, and that was maybe 10 minutes after their LCQ was
Yeah,
over.
yeah, that sucked. I mean, you didn't really get a chance to really think. You were just, I was making 20 lineups, just hurrying up, and you know, but
But like I
so I
told,
mean, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like I told Dables in the Discord last night, if we had accurate pre-race projections for ownerships, and I seen Kyle Larson starting, what was he, 21st or 20? Yeah, 21st at 25% owned. I'd go 100% on him every time.
Oh
So like
yeah,
if you were heavy on Larson last night, you played it right. It just didn't work
yeah,
out.
yeah. And shout out to you before the race started. You said the sharper play here is probably Blaney, but we're all going to fall for the Larson train, and I did.
Yeah.
I said this on the driver by driver breakdown. I was like, I think Blaney might be a trap, and it just ended up completely backfiring on me. I still ended up not doing
I
terrible, but
I honestly just didn't expect Larson to make the show. I thought it was going to
I
be
didn't
Blaney.
either.
That was the only PD guy. But
Yeah, I was at work. And I turned it on lap 15, and Larson's up to second. I'm like, holy hell! Like I had no, I didn't think Larson had a snowball's chance, but yeah, here we are. So that I
yeah,
mean that race, what we can take from this race and the other short flat tracks. Obviously, Blaney's going to be a great play. I mean, just what he was able to do last night was just remarkable. Excuse me, remarkable. Chase Elliott definitely put on a better show than we thought. Maybe there is a little fire under his seat a little bit. I mean, he is. He kind of seems to be that guy that always finishes from fourth to sixth. We kind of talked about that, and here he was. He went out front. He held it for a little bit. He got past, and then he came back right up and got it back. And like I said, I didn't expect him to come back up and get it. I figured that was Denny or Tyler Reddick's race after he got past, but Elliott got past is what I'm trying to say.
that's
But then Elliott worked his way back up.
yeah, that's having a little bit of a sneeze fest over here. But yeah, I was hoping Reddick would take the lead there. Actually, it's at one point me and Brad were splitting the piston, but Reddick faded, and that just did not
Yeah,
work out for us.
yeah. I think Reddick's car went away there at the end. You could tell like Busher's car went away at the end. Uh,
Thing is, that caution that Reddick started fading, he got on the radio and told his spotter that the car was really good. So I got excited thinking he might have a shot at the race here. Then he took the outside lane on that restart, and I think that was a dumb decision to line up second on the outside. I would have
yeah,
much rather been third on the inside. If he would have went straight to the front row, I could have understood that, but to line up
right.
second outside just didn't make sense to me.
No, no, it didn't to me at all. I think he was just seeing what Denny Hamlin was doing on the outside. I don't think anybody was doing what Denny Hamlin was doing. That was
No.
wild. Denny Hamlin was holding his ground great on the outside. So I mean, that's gonna have to go back to the thing too. Like maybe Denny Hamlin's now a little bit more in play at these short flat tracks. I mean, he's always been good at Martinsville. Don't get me wrong, but that's
It's
something you
right.
might have to do.
Yeah, right there at the end of that first run, Elliott got on the radio and said he was losing his tires. So I think that really helped Hamlin be able to get around the outside of him. Then Elliott and that team, they made some great adjustments to keep that car where it was early and get better on the long run. So something to keep in mind when we come to like Martinsville or Phoenix. It obviously completely different, but at the same time, it will be the same package. So
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically kind of what I took away. I mean, it's Ryan Blaney. I think is going to be super great at these tracks this year, and Elliott and Hamlin. Was there any other guys that really stuck out to you last night? I mean, I think those are the easy big threes, but
not really. But Larson was making his way up there. He just made too many mistakes.
yeah, he did. He did. What did he wreck twice, I think, but
At least. I want to say 3 times.
yeah, but I mean that's Larson. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So let's go over this contest. I mean, like I said, we kind of. I'm gonna let Sterling take over here because you pulled the data, right, Sterling?
Yeah, there was 14 main contests, or maybe 13 that I pulled, but we'll look at the piston and talk about it.
Was that the $10 150 entry or
Yeah.
is that what that was? Yeah. Okay. Okay. That was like the big one of the night.
Give it a little bit to load here.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So with this review tool, which shout out to Andrew and Keenan for building this and also working on the Sims as well. But you can go in here and you can look, and it's separated by large multi entries, which is 101 to 149. Then it shows you the amount of max entries, which is guys that maxed it out. Medium multi, which is 21 to 100 entries. Single entry, and then small entry, 2 to 20. So the thing that kind of stood out the most to me was that 64% of the entries entered just one single lineup.
Oh wow.
And then, yeah. And then 33.5% entered between 2 and 20. So pretty much like almost 98% of the entries came from people with 20 or less builds.
Huh.
And
That is actually pretty interesting.
it kind of blew my mind when I seen that, actually. And then there's 45 people that actually maxed it out with 150 entries. And then there was
Okay.
only 3 that were between 100 and 149.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I
But
guess if you're gonna go for 100, you might as well just max it out.
yeah. And then the most duplicated lineup, this one was built 143 times, and it was Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Josh Berry, Austin Cindric, and Todd Gilliland. So 3 guys from that LCQ and the pool sitter. And then it shows you the top 10 duplicated lineups here, but the thing I wanted to do was, is there anyone that really kind of sticks out to you? Always see them up top, it seems, that you would like to go in and
as far as like a DraftKings player,
yeah.
not that I can think of. Can you click their profile or something?
Yeah, like it has everybody's entries here and how many they entered and whatnot. So we'll go to third and Schlong. Guy
Okay.
plays everything and is in everything.
Okay.
And he entered 100 lineups or 150 lineups, and 100% of those had Chase Elliott.
Oh wow.
Then you can look down through. From that point on, he didn't really have any guys that really stuck out. It was Tyler Reddick that was his second owned at 37%. And then shockingly, he only had 32% of Todd Gilliland, which a lot of these guys I've been looking through here, and some of these big guys, they were close to 100% on Todd Gilliland.
Yeah, I was too. I think I had 85% Gilliland. He's my second highest owned guy. It was just so easy to click him. I mean, I know that's what me, you, and Cam fan were saying. It's like he was the, I mean, SVG was easy to click on too because he was 6K, but like I think Gillen was the only person in the 5K, so it was an easy stars and scrubs type build where you could go 3 guys at the top and then Gillen, and then a couple 7K guys.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at JBC, which Third and Schlong and JBC, they're both RPS guys, and you can sit here and you can compare all of their exposures to each other.
Okay.
And they're pretty identical. Like they had the exact same amount of Denny Hamlin at 33%. And JBC did go a little bit lighter on Chase Elliott. He only had 83% compared to Third and Long's 100%.
Huh.
But it's nice to be able to get on here and look through here and see what these guys that are always at the top, see what they're doing.
That is actually very interesting. I'm gonna have to play around with that. That tool is in the Discord. They did share the link to that. So, like I said, you will have to get in the Discord. I was trying to play around with it. I didn't quite get as far as Sterling got with it, but it is kind of interesting to kind of just break it down like that.
Yeah, there's there's a lot more you can do with it. I've played around with it a little bit last night, and I was gonna a little bit more this morning, but it's definitely going to be a very helpful tool.
Yeah.
But you want to look at that main lineup and kind of go over it, the one that CamFan won with.
Yeah. So the main lineup, the CamFan won with, I believe this would probably be the optimal lineup. I didn't really look, but he had Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott, Chastain, Cindric, and Gilliland. So Chastain was a guy I was a little bit lower on. I figured he'd probably piss some people off and get dumped, but he actually didn't. And then Blaney was a guy that I unfortunately faded, and that was dumb on my part. But we were pretty much in on the Elliott, Hamlin, Cindric, and Gilliland. I loved Cindric going into Sunday. He looked good in practice. He looked like he was being aggressive passing cars. So I know that was a guy that I highlighted, and I had I think 50 or 60% Cindric. I thought that was a good spot for him. So, but I just missed on the Blaney train. But anybody there you want to talk about? Sterling, Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott, Chastain, Cindric, and Gilliland.
I mean, not really. We were heavy on Hamlin and Elliott. We said,
yep,
breakdown show that's how we're building. It's going to be Hamlin, Elliott, and that race went pretty much exactly how we expected it to up front. It was Blaney and Chastain that really bit me. I didn't play enough Blaney, and I had hardly any Chastain.
Yeah, those are the two that bit me. I built exactly like this too. I mean, he had three guys, the Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott that were above 9K, and then I put Gilliland in, and then I picked 2 7K guys. Unfortunately for me, it was a lot of Bubba. I did have a lot of Cindric, but I think I had more Bubba, just guys like that. I just did not hit on Chastain. I didn't. So, but that's exactly how I built. Basically, I went top heavy, and then Gilliland, and then 2 7, 8-ish K guys. But I think the common build here was like the Elliott Reddick, because Reddick was only 8,400. So I think a lot of people probably went off of Hamlin to Reddick to try to save money there. And then that got me to like the Bowman tier, sometimes Kyle Busch, which Kyle Busch bit me. So yeah, I mean that's just how I built, and looked like that was the winning way to build. We missed on Chastain and Blaney.
Yeah, so I pulled up. I have Third and Long, JBC, Rubio, Dimes. That's all the RPS guys. They all 150'd. I threw 50 in, but I'm comparing my lineups to theirs right here, and I was by far way heavier on the Hamlin and Elliott combo than they were. They pretty much just went with Elliott.
Okay.
So just kind of nice to look at that and see that we were on the right track, but still able to be pretty different compared to what they were playing.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. Like for missing Ball Blaney, I had 0% Blaney, and I maxed out the Chrome Horn. I didn't really feel great about this week, so I just maxed out the Chrome Horn, and that was it. But I mean, I only lost $20. I mean, I'll take that for completely missing on probably the top guy.
Yeah, that's if my Larson and Blaney exposure were swapped, it would have been a real good day.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. If we would have listened to your advice, because you did say that in the Discord, you said the sharp
yeah,
play
and
would probably. Yep.
we had plenty of time to switch too. I do that almost every week. I'll build and then I'll be like, I don't think this is right, and then I'll swap. And usually the time I swap is the time I shouldn't have, and when I should have swapped, I didn't. So
Yep. Yep. It happens. But so your Eagles are in the Super Bowl. We'll look forward to that. We got a week off NASCAR. This was kind of a nice little teaser, I guess. We got a little clash. Nice little teaser there, and then we get a week off. We get to watch Sterling's Eagles in the Super Bowl,
oh yeah,
and
fuck you, Clint Boyer.
yeah, and then we're back for Daytona. So we will.
Yeah, we get qualifying Wednesday, the duels Thursday, trucks Friday, Xfinity Saturday, and then the 500 on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be back with you guys there next week. Is there anything else, Sterling, you wanted to really touch on?
I don't think that's you and I talked pre-show there. We don't know if we'll do a preview for Daytona because Daytona is just kind of Daytona. Doesn't really
Yeah, what?
matter. Go ahead.
Right. What I was gonna say is before we do go, we do have to mention the race for the prize. I was
Yeah.
looking through them sheets before the race yesterday, and I did like that new AI tool where you like talked to AI and AI gave his predictions or it whatever it is, gave its predictions for the race, and I mean I don't know how much I trust it for like Daytona or whatever in Atlanta because that's just a crapshoot, but that is kind of cool because it he gave Phoenix there, and it nailed the Phoenix race. It nailed Joey Logano winning the Phoenix race. It did nail Chase Elliott winning yesterday. Um, so he does have that tool available. He does have his practice sheets, pass optimal lineups. So I was kind of messing around with that Sterling. It's a lot of great information in there. So if you guys,
There is a ton of information in there. At first, you're probably going to be a little bit overwhelmed. It
I
is a
was,
lot to figure out.
yeah,
But once you get used to using it and learn how to use it, you will never go without it.
right, right. So that's yeah, before we go, we do have to plug that. He is in the Discord, but he does have a great tool there for anybody that's kind of like me and likes to deep dive, and Sterling does too, likes to deep dive into into stats and predictions and stuff like that. So, like I said, that AI was kind of cool. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of be a little bit like I don't know if it can really predict Daytona or Talladega, but I mean Homestead's coming up, like races like that are fairly straightforward, But
Yeah, I'll give the quick Daytona preview real quick. Not playing anybody inside the top 15. No more than
yep,
one guy 16th to 20th. No more than two 16th to 25th. Going to have at
yep,
least four from 25th on back. So there's your Daytona breakdown.
yeah, if you want to check Pierce's data before you pay for it, he does have the podcast, Fantasy Racing Podcast with Race for the Prize. Those are great listens. Like I said, I love how they're a half hour ish long. I know I say that every show. It's just nice just to listen to real quick and get a whole bunch of data. So $30 for a month. I can't remember what the year is. It 250,
250.
250 for the
250.
year.
And there is
Yep.
actually an optimizer available with the
Yes.
sheets as well.
Yes. So that's great. You guys need to check that out. Like Sterling said, we'll get with you guys for a preview. I don't know what we're gonna do for a preview yet with Daytona because I mean it's Daytona. So
Honestly, if anything, we'll probably just do like a real quick 10-15 minute video, run you through how we're going to approach it, what bets we think look good, which with the qualifying and duels taking place, we might not really have bets until Friday. So might not even
right.
be able to do that.
Right. So
But either way, we will definitely be back Saturday night or Sunday morning with a Daytona 500 breakdown. 2 weeks
hell
from
yeah.
now.
Hell yeah. So for Sterling's sake, go Eagles, and we will talk to you guys next week
Fly, Eagles, fly.
or 2 weeks. Yep. So all right.